Hello, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. It is September 20th today and our third Friday, I believe, for September. We are under the umbrella theme of the Empress reversed or upright. You know, it all depends, and all things are sort of reflections of each other anyways, so perhaps you are not seeing as many false starts or over amplifications or as much dramatics as others are, you know, because there's always two sides of that happening, right? There's the drama in the theater, there's the actors portraying the parts, but there's always an audience that watches, right? There's always the others around. And they play a role too. And sometimes, in fact, like the others observing the drama are part of the theater and the play itself, right? They're not actually audience sitting down apart from the production completely, right? They're actually a part of the theater, but they are in a witness role. And this kind of thing has been on my mind a lot. I guess that's why I'm just bringing it up now, obviously. But it's a big thing when we see reversals in cards that comes to play, because we're asked to look at the other side, right? Remember, there's two sides of the coin, and remember that while the upright, typical, organic, more harmonious, more sort of positively aligned systems and potentials that the card represents, we want to gravitate towards those feel better, those are like the shining guiding light that we want to embark towards and all that. But we have to always remember to work to incorporate, honor, and work with and alongside the weaknesses, the shadows, the harder parts, you know, the mistakes, the fumbles, the things that come along with, you know, duality. There is a filter of duality and a law, or whatever you want to look at, a layer of reality or workings or a truth. Basically, I just say that that's a truth there, sitting there. So, duality is a big theme, especially this time of year. We're almost at the equinox, of course, equal times, and that balancing, that seeking of harmonious middle ground between, and what that really means and how we do that, right? I'm going to get so lost in talking about honoring boundaries and equal partnerships and the truth of compromise and meeting of the middles and what that really means, and how we actually should all be doing that if we want to be sovereign. Such a topic on my heart right now. But I won't even get too wrapped up in that. Dying to just put a point in there. Personal little. I'm teaching my second son, 5th grade, and we're doing data charts and graphing. And it's just, I'm teaching him how important it is about what is chosen to be part of the statistics, what the question is, who created it, and how important discernment is with observation, and how the role of that observer determines what the entire study, exploration, the point of it is, you know, the presentation of it. And that, of course, brought me back to, you know, my oldest, not my oldest, but some of my older personal development and shadow point and light workings of alchemy lessons with the same exact sort of work, you know, and it's been quite a couple of days and continuing to be quite a morning. So I'm so excited to see what is the cards have for this week because this last week was amazing. the energies of the whole month have been really amplified and amazing for me, really doing this, but in such a expressive, enjoyable show that yeah, the overall enjoyment for me is just, it's been worth it to have the dramatics. Usually I'm not really a social dramatic person. Usually I'm very kind of introverted and quiet and neutral, and yeah. But this has been a whole new kind of exploration for me, opening up to more, and it's been really nice. Like, obviously I can't stop talking about it. I'm starting my reading video off talking about it. Let's get down to what we're here to do, right? Which is the truth of why you clicked on my video, right? Not to hear about my personal stuff or collective kind of things that are brewing, but to hear from our beautiful Saints and Angels cards, right? So, 8:22 on the clock, love it. Let's get ready to become a kind and gracious audience together. So, my Palo Santo was almost completely burnt down as well. Just a little tiny bottom centimeter. Not even. Let's close our eyes down. Right? Or maybe relax your gaze if that's not your thing. You can certainly watch the video if you're doing something else too, that's fine. It's not going to be hypnosis. Like I've said, this is a personal moment to quiet yourself, relax your body, to become a good listener, and to practice for a minute listening. So let's sit down, get comfortable wherever you are, whether it's laying or sitting. Feel your present self. And take a moment to breathe into that present self. Relaxing down into the moment. Your very moment. Feel your feet. Feel how they feel, the energy of them. The toes and toenails. Feel the very tops of your feet. Feel the bottoms, the arches, the pads. Feel the bottom of the toes and in between them. Breathe some air in between your toes for a moment. Breathe air into your feet for a moment. Feel them tingling, coming alive. Feel those sensory receptors firing, the nerves reacting and responding. Maybe to socks or to the floor. Maybe to anything else that's around you or inside you. Physical or in the imagination. Inner or outer. Choose a layer of discovery that presents itself to you today. Every day you can come at it anew, but just try to make a choice. Whatever is responding loudest or which just popped into your head, or into your feet really. Let them lead your way as they walk for you all day. Feel that feeling and turn the volume up on it, as one of my old mentors used to say, still probably does say. Feel your feet enlivening, invigorating with energy and love, with adventure, with service, with a longing to do, activity and action, to be. Take a breath into them. They're already being, sweet feet. Remember, you're pumping blood, you're sending information through the central nervous system. Your muscles are alive. Your bones are alive. Your energy, your thoughts. All the managers and workers doing their jobs in your cells, in the fascia, in the fat cells, in the plasma. So much is happening, doing in your feet. And you can feel it. You already did. Breathe again into that. And we're going to feel it rise through the body in a layer of exploration. Breathing as you go, seeing. Now the ankle bones and ankles enlivening, and the calves and the shins, tibia and fibia, if you know, into the knees and into those beautiful joints, into the movement and spaces, the cushions, the screws, the opening and closings. Breathe life and energy, invigoration into those beautiful knees. Feel gratitude, love. Feel the aliveness in them. And let them feel your conscious awareness, your love and appreciation. Breathing into them. Seeing them in your very own way. The way they're choosing to speak to you now. Feel and breathe. Moving upwards from the knee into the thighs, into those heavy muscles and the big femur bone. Breathe into quadriceps, into the sits bones. Feel how you meet the ground now. Give thanks for your beautiful seat, your bum, your tailbone, your coccyx, your sacrum, your hips, all of that which you sit upon. Say thank you and feel it as you breathe. Feel honestly. Relax and release judgments or assessments. It's not time for that. Send love and light with your breath and feel the expansion of the breath. Feel the tingling or the warmth. Feel your seat holding you so easily. You rest upon it. Now breathing into the lower, very bottom part of the spine, if you can feel the tip of your spine for a moment. The tailbone, that very last ending point. Breathe into it. Don't think too hard, just let it be. Let the breath and the energy pinpoint it for you. Feel it light up. It cascades up the spine like an airplane takeoff landing strip or Christmas lights, a runway. Feel all the way up to the crown, right outside the tip of the top of your head. Breathe into that area, the entire length of your spine. Let it show you how energy pulsating, shining brightly? Are there arrows or colors? Perhaps it causes some movement or different type of breath as a response to bring in some more space and freedom to invigorate those beautiful bones and muscles, nerves, the energetic highway here, holding you up, from the tip of the crown to the tip of the tail. Breathe. Again, release assessments or judgments, release needs to or service, any thoughts of the bosses up there in the mind. It's quiet time. Let the breath and the role of the great observer take the wheel here. And hear the body, hear the energy, that layer we've already tapped into. Breathe into it. And know that the breath knows the way. It carries nutrients forth with it into the universe of you, into those places. The workers and bosses, they know what to do in there already. Breathe in. Take in all that you need. And breathe out all that no longer serves. See that layer lighting up from tail to crown, from toes to hips, and now from shoulders out down the arms to the fingertips, lighting you up, the whole lower body. Breathe into it. Breathing in, receiving beautiful air so easily and fluidly. The exact amount you need doesn't have to be too big or too small. Your body and lungs, your spirit will show you and let you know just the amounts needed. Each one different than the next. Feel the body aglow. Feel grateful for your beautiful body, this physical mechanism, machine, beautiful, multi-dimensional, organic, divine creation. Thought up, created by infinite divine intelligence. Give thanks for all the work it does. Feel it doing its beautiful work. As you feel now that beautiful glow, filling the neck and through the throat, sparking your true purpose, the song of you, your voice box, your notes, your harmonic melody that you sing in uniquely. Breathe into it. Feel all the power of you, the glow. Turn the volume up on it with your voice as you breathe into it. Maybe let a sigh out or a hum or a chant for a quick moment. Maybe say Amen or Om, giving your voice a moment to speak your truth, to fill up and to spread outwards that beautiful energy that is uniquely you, to honor it. And see that golden light now filling up the neck and into the whole skull with that note sung out, shining forth through the entire view, spilling up and out of the crown and over the head, igniting, merging, sensing and remembering the beautiful torrential of energy flowing around you. That aura of energy in the energetic body around you. Your energetic thumbprint, electromagnetic plasma pulsations and vibrations that sing out in the ether space right around you. Remember, even when we're not speaking, and even if you didn't speak aloud, your heartbeat is pulsating songs into this ether space. We all hear them and sense them anyway. Your voice, your breath, even your brains are making these frequency pulsation sensations cascading out into beautiful ether space. So feel them as you breathe for a moment. Hear yours quietly and listen here for a moment to it. Our resonance ripples outward into ether space. And what does that mean? What is that truly? No one knows for real. It's not scary, it's beautiful. It's the greatest inside joke between you and the Creator. It's an inside, the innest, most inward side joke that only you can get when you finally get it, my friend. And I get it oh so deeply. I hope you do too. And I laugh with you if you do. And I'm laughing for you if you don't yet get it and you are crying or sobbing or seeking, lonely or lost in the darkness. Know that there are many of us here sitting in the darkness as well. But we know our eyes are closed, my friend. We remember. We've sat down to close our eyes just for a while here. To expand and explore, to learn, to discern and discover. What if, what might, what could, what would you do if you could, if you had the chance? And you do and I do. Every moment, every day, every year, each week, once a month. With the seasons, with your seasons, with the cycles, with earth cycles or your own. Find find them, hear them, resonate with those which are true to you. The moons, the stars, the earths, fairies, your higher selves, a saint, whatever speaks most clearly. But first, remember to listen. We are here to listen. We're here to listen actively throughout the day, to learn to do that in that way. Consciously aware in all our moments, in all of our scenarios and circumstances, and all the roles we play on the stage and when we sit in the audience. As well as we are here as an audience so specifically to listen with great purpose, to hear cards, to gather together, open our hearts in the heart center, to seek service, guidance, advice from beautiful higher self, from our saints and angels and spirits, guides and source, Mother Earth, God, all those beings of higher density and frequency who intermingle and interlock with our infinite existence here. I thank you for your beautiful audience, and I thank myself for this conscious awareness, for this practice and gift of time, of sitting, of commitment, of ownership, of responsibility and accountability to be doing these things and sitting here in this way today, each Friday, and in fact every day. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Wiggle your toes. Remember where you are in the world. Remember that the meditation has turned into a gratitude, prayer, and practice. And here we are sitting. So thank you and thank yourself. Maybe bring your hands together in prayer or promise. Maybe bring them to your heart. Give yourself a hug even. As you prepare to open your eyes and I prepare to ring my bowl. This is a long one. Half an hour. That's okay. First, Saints and Angels back with my Crohn's finger rock that went on its own little adventure for a while, so it's brought back with it such wisdom and enlightening intermingling pieces for me. Thank you as always. Now I'm going to take my deck out and we'll see what our beautiful cards would like to share with us this week as we thank them for their beautiful audience. And we ask for guidance, support, advice, a point of discernment, a North Star that we could use in the week to come, perhaps a seed that will be planted this week, or maybe even it's a blossom ready to bloom that we can observe and appreciate this week to come. Both individually and collectively, we ask for this card of assistance here on September 20th, 2024, under our beautiful umbrella theme of the month of the Empress, from Major Arcana, Traditional Tarot. We thank you, thank you, thank you. And now shuffle my cards. My hands are a little sweaty. I'm going to actually shuffle them down here so that I don't drop them. It's kind of a humid, rainy day here where I am too. So, and I've gotten away from also my oldest way of shuffling cards. So harkening back to old ways, bring that in, and we'll cut out of 3. Interesting, and a repeat. So forgiveness with Mary Magdalene, and I know we had this, so I want to. Yes, just in August 9th, we had forgiveness with Mary Magdalene. What an interesting repeat. And she is, forgiveness is such a huge card in its own to speak on. I'm going to just stick here. It's like a repeat. I'm thinking I'll draw another card to have a deeper aspect, but actually we can create a much deeper aspect. And I have my hair like mirroring her hair today, and she has the one crown around her, which I'm just the circle of oneness almost representing this Christ consciousness behind her, and prompting and reminding me to slow down and stick with one point, and to fully talk about one thing before jumping into another. And so I'm going to say forgiveness is our card for the week, and under the umbrella of the Empress, especially where we already have seen that it's been reversed. So we know we're going to be sort of working with those harder points. We're going to be working with some things that maybe need correction, maybe need to be brought upright. Correction can sometimes be seen as such a demeaning word, and I don't really mean it to do that. I mean it coming from a place of unconditional love and honoring the true teach-learn cycle, not this pillared teacher-student kind of derogatory, like I said, demeaning point of view. Very sovereign ground to where teachers and students are on the same level, because, we're sovereign beings of equal worth here, gifted on a life journey, point blank, really, and education, or the adding of information points into one's knowledge base, doesn't really give this pillared higher effect of worth or value. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, it creates a distance on horizontal and not vertical, and that makes it even further to learn or teach from, because you're much farther away, and it distorts the audio, and it also distorts the visual, but more on that later. That's more of a systems kind of jargon talk, not really what I bring into spiritual divination. But it's so helpful to incorporate these different things these days. And to say sorry here, and I'm asking for forgiveness as I'm doing that. A reminder for myself too, I'm trying to get out of this habit of saying sorry. It can be sort of a more material, shallow-based work for the week. Like, this is a reminder for me, for myself, to get out of that habit. I said I was going to start doing it. I fell out of it. And now I've kind of yesterday and the day before really reminded myself of that. And here I'm harkening back to that, saying it can sometimes be almost a seemingly shallow, seemingly very 3D exercises that we're going through, these cognitive behavioral sort of mechanical, frenetic, mind boss things. But the mind and the body and the spirit, they're very intermingled. And for me, I'm very noticing, I'm really noticing this, and that the body and the mind, these habitual things, they really are intermingled. And when the spirit comes in and reminds me of, forgive yourself, forgiveness isn't even about that. And it's certainly not about saying the word sorry. That is such a mind control mechanism. Anyways, let's read the card. Right? The answer to your question involves letting go of resentment, judgment, and or anger. You already know what to forgive. It's the first person or situation that comes to mind. You don't necessarily have to pardon the action involved, but this card is a message for you to release the toxins of anger towards the person, agency, or situation. Unforgiveness only hurts you, not the person with whom you're angry. You're preparing for a wonderful new chapter of your life, and forgiveness is part of your preparation. It's a refreshing and deeply healing shower of love that cleanses you inside and out. This gives you energy, stamina, and high self-esteem. And it frees you up to be yourself, right? This has been such a huge working for me, and I was just speaking with a dear friend about that recently, about the freeing up to be myself and forgiving myself enough to love myself, enough to be myself, and in owning those things that I think are weaknesses or ugliness about myself or harder edges about myself, things I don't like or wish were different or better. Seeing that wish for differentness or betterness and being like, well, I can't have that. I'm not destined for that. I do appreciate that differentness out there, but it's not right for me. And in that there's a beauty in that humbleness and acceptance. And that makes the things that maybe are kind of beautiful or seen as beautiful about me shine more brightly to me, and I can own them more honestly and say, oh yeah, but those pieces of me actually are beautiful. Those ones maybe everyone doesn't see as beautiful, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder at the end of the day anyway. So it's all at this beautiful spectrum, a cascade of change, all based on the role of the observer. Purpose is set by the observer. The definition is defined by purpose as well, But anyways, if you're having issues, with this, you call upon St. Mary Magdalene, and she will help you to forgive or be forgiven so that you can move forward in your life and your dreams. Controversy surrounds this saint's specific relationship with Christ. The Bible describes her as a devoted companion and follower of Jesus, who anointed him with oils from an alabaster jar. She was also the first person to whom Christ appeared after his resurrection. Today, St. Mary Magdalene is patron saint of women. As someone who is both misunderstood and forgiven, she has a powerful ally when you need to clear a misconception or grievance. And forgive me, I said she has a powerful ally, but it says she's a powerful ally. She's a powerful ally, and her hair is like my hair today. I'm just, the wonderful synchronicities that are popping up. I'm almost at 40 minutes now, and I'm still going to talk for a minute just because the synchronicities are so in my face lately about everything that I've just been prompted to keep going with things. When things are on the button, on the nose, when it's in the flow, I'm going with it completely, not questioning it or anything. And this is difficult work, it really is. And the second thing I'm going to bring up with the synchronicities here, of course, is I talked about a bit behind her head with the Christ consciousness, and a bit about the actual direct connections to the word Christ, to Jesus, and to the metaphysical, esoteric verbiage of Christ consciousness, the second coming, and the actual metaphor and work here that just had come to me about this external example of the resurrection of Christ. And the resurrection of Christ could be seen, if we look at it as a great metaphors, or a template, so to speak, for certain actions of kicking start of certain things happening. The resurrection of him is seen as his coming back, right? His return to life. And it's also a mirrored reflection, or almost the same as the response of the second coming, right? So the second coming, we're kind of all sort of waiting for. It's been a big thing bubbling in the collective. It's something I'm going to be talking about in a lot of videos to come that I'm very excited about, and I'm sure many of you are very excited about, that, we're here to witness, and that we are very much a part of, and that I see myself as a part of the second coming. And it's just interesting, to bring into the metaphor of the second coming and the awakening of Christ consciousness within each individual here, what this new version of dawning in the age of the Aquarius represents, the awakening of Christ to the partnership and the promise of Him with us, in each of us, igniting, awakening, becoming real, individuals everywhere, is happening. And that is such the flavor and the filter that Aquarius represents, is the individual response of the whole collective being a reflection, honoring the reflection of the sovereign individuals inside of it, truly, right? And what a conundrum and a difficulty that really is when we try to talk about that in all honesty, trying to really honor all beings and all different flavors of types of humans that are out there, characters and archetypes and likes and dislikes, affinities and weaknesses and stuff. And it's a very difficult when you actually think about trying to incorporate that without exclusions and without hurting anybody's feelings, with trying to find a harmonious solution for everyone involved, honestly. And I think that is the truth of what Christ was attempting to teach. And what is the truth of the path inwards towards the Father, or the truth, or your highest good, or whatever you want to look at all those metaphors as. But I think, just 1 minute, sorry, I'm almost done, I know, it's gone so long. I really believe that this is what the newest sort of flavor of the play will be, right? The play is acted out in many ways on different timelines and different places. But the theme is the same. And I think forgiveness is a huge step in this threshold time that we've been in. We're still at it now, we're at the cusp, it's coming. But there has been this threshold, and it's been a big marker. Anyways, we've all seen the marker happen. I'm not going to get into past talkings. I just really wanted to bring up the synchronistic language and the metaphorical work that we each truly go through and are a part of, and need good companions, strong companions through forgiveness and stages of it, the stages that come with the rock bottoms, the stages that come with the dark nights of the soul, the stages that come with these ultimate sacrificial events, these epic parts of our time and our lives that we go through in our own way, that isn't the same as the displayed version, that the biblical version of Christ and his story that he played out an external example of. But our alchematic light and shadow up and downs, our hero's journey, is a different alchemaic layer level filter, that same walk, if we choose to honor the partnership and if we choose to walk the walk, and only we know that we are or not. But that is an inwards walk that he teaches and that he attempted to teach. Once the collective is starting to individually, most of us are doing that, or more of us, more than 51% of us are on the walk now. And that is what matters. And it's not even how you call it or what it isn't. It isn't even my walk. And I see the walk, and we each have in a different way. And even in my belief and in my teachings, the way that Jesus saw the walk was his own walk. And we're not meant to cookie cutter our walk to his walk. And in fact, he said, brother and sister, do not do that, for you will do greater things than I. And exactly, right? So forgiving ourselves and knowing that we each have one walk, one chance at the walk. It's not anybody's walk that's better or more timely, more at the better time or anything. It's just the birth time that we're here to do the walk, so we'll walk our walk. So forgive yourself, and as I forgive myself, I hope we can this week. Think about that and attempt to do that, as I'm going to attempt to do that in these little materialistic ways, and allow those exercises in the physical, mental body, guided by my spirit, these little baby steps, to trickle down into the real work that I still need to do, find its way down in there, and show me the way throughout the week, to do the more spiritual forgiveness work, and to light my way, and to, keep my handshake or my hand held tightly with Source, with my higher self, with my highest truth, so that I can find and know the way as I'm going. So thank you so much for this extra long Friday morning. I'm sure my son's super happy as we're getting a later start on school than usual. hope you've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it myself, and that's truly what it's all about at the end of the day, right? These practices are teaching, learning events for myself, just as I put them out there for others. So thank you for your audience and your commitment.